Good afternoon. I'm Katie Atchison, the Business Development Manager at the Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce. This is the sixth in our Spring 2022 series of the Small Business Series, which is made possible in great part by Mass Higher Cape and the Islands Career Center, Career Board, and in particular, thanks to Neil and Neary for collecting all of these incredible speakers on behalf of the Cape Cod Chamber. Today, we were going to have Miss Mary Wright from SHRM with us, but she is in transit right now, flying to another event. And so Cynthia Richardson is here in her place. And it sounds like she's got Mary on, speed dial. So, but Cynthia is going to introduce herself and take us through the apprenticeship program that SHRM have to offer. And then we'll have some time for questions if anyone has them. And again, a reminder that I'll be in the chat for anyone that needs. So Cynthia, the floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you, Katie. I'm Cynthia Richardson, and I am the Outreach Coordinator with the SHRM Foundation's Human Resources Registered Apprenticeship Program. And I'm really excited to share this program with you. I like to call it Apprenticeship Light because it doesn't take a lot to put this program in place, as opposed to some apprenticeships. The trades require a lot of equipment or a lab, a lot of skilled experience to be able to roll those programs out. But you'll understand when I mean Apprenticeship Light, because the apprenticeship program, most companies already have a human resources department. They have an HR expert that is going to be that journey person, the journey worker, the subject matter expert for the apprentice. And SHRM provides all of the materials at no cost online for that apprentice to be able to study. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And I always mix up which screen. There we go. And I will put this in presentation mode. There we go. Everybody able to see everything okay?
Yes, thank you.
Great, great. If you're familiar, hopefully you're familiar with the society. SHRM is the Society for Human Resource Management. SHRM is the largest human resources association globally. We have over 300,000 members in 165 countries, and we touch more than 115 million workers. And then within the SHRM Foundation, then SHRM is the SHRM Foundation, and that is the philanthropic side of SHRM. And SHRM Foundation is really known for working with the local state councils and chapters. We receive funding through those state chapters and council, and then the foundation turns that funding back over to its members to help them become certified, to attend conferences, and they do that through grants, awards, and scholarships. But the foundation has grown beyond awards and scholarships and has developed some resources. I'm going to touch on these really quick for you just because it does wrap into the program. And the foundation has developed certification programs for mental health and wellness, veterans at work, getting talent back to work. And this program is to get those who have served in prison. And then we're hoping to reduce the recidivism rate by getting those people who have a criminal record back into the workplace.
And just so you know, sorry, Cynthia, I don't know if anyone else is having this trouble. The slides aren't progressing for me. Are they progressing for anyone else on here? We're still on the first slide.
Oh, you're still on this? Nope, yeah. I see that.
Okay, just wanted to let you know as we go. It could be the presentation mode, but.
Yeah, probably. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put this in full screen. And how's that? We'll just do that.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. This is
you get the cheap part of being presentation mode.
Part of being humans on Zoom these days.
I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know. So the programs I just mentioned, these are all available. The foundation has developed these. And if you are a certified SHRM professional, there are certification programs within each of these programs that you can take. And you can earn 10 professional development credits toward your recertification. You don't have to be a SHRM member to be able to access any of these certificate programs. And they are also available for first line managers. They're great training opportunities to help you with how to attract, retain, and implement best practices in your workplace for those work populations that I just mentioned, for veterans, for those who are in the prison system. And then also employing abilities are those are people with a disability. And then we want to be able to retain and employ them in the workplace, and those are best practices. I talk about these different work populations because they all wrap in really nicely with the HR Registered Apprenticeship Program. And we'll talk about that a little more. And we like to ask employers, so what are you facing in your workplace? We know employers are facing a tight labor market, not only in HR, but in just about every occupation imaginable. SHRM conducted a pulse survey of HR executives back in November of 2020, and they found that executives, the top answers, they said that they have a shortage of qualified candidates. There is an opportunity for upskilling of internal work, incumbent workers within the organization, and that companies are facing stretched DE&I goals to be able to fill those roles and talent, and that any new initiative that an organization introduces must have a positive return on investment. So SHRM was able to receive grant funding through the U.S. Department of Labor for this. It's through the Closing the Skills Gap grant. Funding for this grant was made available through H-1B visas, application fees. So that funding was turned into made available to make this grant funding available to help employers with being able to upskill talent, U.S. talent, and to put them into professional opportunities. This group knows everything they possibly need to know about an apprenticeship, so I'm not going to talk a terrible amount of this, but I will just, for anybody who is watching this later, an apprenticeship is an opportunity. It's a paid job for a worker. It's on-the-job training. It's classroom learning. It provides mentorship. And at the end of that apprenticeship, it provides a portable credential that apprentice will be able to carry throughout their career. And we just talked about that. So apprenticeships are about an employer-driven quality assurance system. It's approved by the Department of Labor. And let me go on and talk further specifically about the SHRM Registered Apprenticeship Program. It is an 18 to 24 month program, and that leads to the apprentice to be able to sit and be prepared to take the SHRM CP exam. And that is a certification by SHRM, and CP stands for Certified Professional. This is a globally recognized credential, and eventually the apprentice or the certified person can sit or be they can sit for their SHRM Senior CP. So there are 2 certificate programs that SHRM offers. This can take anywhere for them to prepare to sit for that certification. It can take 18 to 24 months. As my manager, Mary Wright, likes to say, it could take somebody anywhere from, when it comes to learning to ride a bike, it could take 2 days. It could also take 2 weeks for them to do that. So the program is designed to be self-paced to the organization, to the manager, how much time it is taking for that apprentice to learn the materials. Somebody who already has some previous HR experience could go into the program to be able to get upskilled further into their career. So they could go through the program in as little as 12 months. And that is required by the Department of Labor, that they must at least be an apprentice for a minimum of 12 months, but they could be in the program for 18 to 24 months. It's completely up to the manager's discretion. They will, the really nice thing, if the mentor, the journey worker, the journey person for the apprentice, if they are a SHRM member and they are certified, that they will be able to earn professional development credits for being a mentor. So when you're SHRM certified, you have to recertify every 3 years with 60 professional development credits. And you're able to do that by being a mentor, and that's just one option. And you can earn anywhere from 10 to 30 professional development credits, which is a significant amount of credits to be able to earn in that period. And you can earn those annually for being a mentor. There are other educational opportunities available aside from the SHRM coursework, and I'll talk about that in the next slide, but we have a partnership with Southern New Hampshire University, and they offer online coursework that dovetails with the program. So if the manager would like the apprentice to take additional courses that SHRM does not offer, so maybe they want them to have expanded classes on compensation or on recruiting, or maybe the apprentice needs basic coursework such as business writing or business math. We offer courses. We have a partnership with Southern New Hampshire University and offer courses at a discounted rate with them. And then the program also has a defined wage progression. And we ask employers to pay a minimum of $15 an hour as they enter their apprentice into the program, and to increase the wage to $17.50 after 12 months of being in the program. And then upon completion, that they are earning a wage of $20 an hour. We do have employers in the program now that are paying well beyond those wages, but those are our recommended guidelines for the program. And we're happy to see if others are earning higher than those wages. Any questions at this point? Okay. This next slide I'm showing is actually the coursework that the apprentice will be learning. The position is based on the HR specialist, which is a job description provided by ONET. ONET provides the job description for HR specialist, although the apprentice will really be coming out into the workforce as an HR generalist. And if you see the topics on the screen in front of you, this is everything that a generalist would need to know to be successful in a career in human resources. So the topics you see without an asterisk, those are the core courses that are offered through the program and through the online coursework by SHRM. The coursework that you see with an asterisk are those that we call as assigned. And that are the additional above and beyond courses that the manager, the journey worker, can assign to the apprentice if they would like them to specialize and do deeper learning into those topics. Okay. We use WorkHands to track all of this because it's a lot of coursework and a lot of competencies to go through. The program is competency-based, not really hours, although the Department of Labor does require the apprentice to have a minimum of 2,000 hours into the program of on-the-job learning, so between 2,000 and 4,000 hours, and then 144 hours of related technical instruction, RTI, online learning. And we track that through WorkHands. This is a resource that's provided by the foundation to employers and apprentices to use at no cost. You may access it online, or that you can access it through a mobile app. And again, this is where the apprentice and the manager will be able to access all of the online coursework. The manager can assign the coursework, the apprentice can self-assign the coursework, and then the manager has the access to be able to check off and agree that the coursework has been completed in WorkHands. They also can track on-the-job learning hours, and they will also complete the competencies that are required in the program. And the apprentice must have a meets or above to move on to the next competency. So sounds really great. What's in it for you, the employer? You know, with an apprenticeship, you're going to have increased productivity and increased employee retention. We know that overall for apprenticeships, that apprentices that complete apprenticeships within their first stay with that organization, about 92% remain with the organization upon completion of the program. You know that you're making an investment in your talent. You're going to have a more skilled workforce because SHRM is providing you with the road path, or the roadmap, we like to say, of the online curriculum and learning that they need to become an HR professional. And because if you're tapping into that untapped talent I talked about early on in the presentation, you're going to be developing a deeper and more diverse work pool. So what's in it for the apprentice? They're getting your time, the employer's time and commitment and effort. They're going to be earning a skill and learning without incurring a cost, because there's the cost. SHRM is providing all of the online coursework, and the employer does have one cost actually, and I will share that with you in the next slide. It's very minimal. The apprentice is going to gain a skill and an occupation in high demand, and they're going to be starting a career and not just a job. So for employers, what is the cost? The company's investment is that the person must be a full-time regular employee. It's going to be a lot, the biggest part of this program, it is going to be the supervisor's time. So it's going to be the supervisor as the mentor, as the journey worker. And it could be multiple supervisors within an organization if you have multiple subject matter experts in your HR department. There's the educational component. So again, SHRM provides all of the coursework online at no cost, but if there's additional learning that the apprentice needs, maybe that basic business math, basic writing, business skills writing, then there may be additional costs that the employer can choose to incur, and that would be through Southern New Hampshire University's online courses. This is a wonderful bonus in that not only the apprentice, they are made a full professional member of SHRM while they are an apprentice. So SHRM Foundation covers the cost of that apprentice to be a full member. And then when it becomes time for them to take their SHRM CP exam, their certification as a certified professional, they will take it at the reduced rate of $300 as the member rate, or $270 for veterans. There are available funding that is to help us offset the costs of the apprentice through the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, provides federal training funds. There are a lot of state programs. A lot of states have received funding through apprenticeships, as you're familiar. So that funding, we recommend to go through your local workforce development agency to tap into those funds. There's tax credits, and there's also population-specific funding that your workforce development agency can help you tap into. We use a website called myapprenticeship.org, and this is actually a Michigan-based website. And they offer a return on investment calculator for apprenticeships, and they use ONET job descriptions. So if you key in HR specialist ONET's job description for the HR registered apprenticeship, you will learn that for every dollar an employer invests into their apprentice, they're going to receive a return on investment of over $3. So we ask companies if they're ready for an apprenticeship. If you're already training somebody new in your organization, or you're going to be bringing somebody new into your HR department, this is a perfect opportunity to train them. You have a developed roadmap, a consistent program on how to help them become certified. It helps with leadership training as a mentor. It offers a mentorship program. It provides all the support for professional development using external training providers. And then it also offers recruiting strategies if you think back to that untapped talent that I talked about in the beginning of the presentation. And there's also a performance management process already put in place. You're tracking everything in work hands. So we like to think it just works for everybody. And then how to launch the program is really quite simple. After when I meet with employers, and I'll share all this information with Katie and she can share it with you, is Appendix A, and this is the agreement, well actually the agreement, it's the outline of the standards of the program. So it talks about all the areas, the different areas, that different HR disciplines that the apprentice will learn. It talks about the competencies and all of the coursework that is covered within the program and the educational requirements that are necessary. Then the employer will go and talk with their leadership. You know, I'm really interested. This is something I think would be really great to bring to the company, and receives approval. Then we would, and I'll share Appendix D with you. That is the agreement between the SHRM Foundation and the employer, SHRM Foundation being the sponsor of this HR apprenticeship program, and the employer being the sponsor of the apprentice. And then they would sign that electronically through DocuSign. After that happens, we connect the employer with our third-party data manager, and that data manager collects all of the information necessary on the company and on the apprentice. This data manager will complete all the forms necessary to enroll the company and the apprentice into Rapids. And then the employer, if they have an incumbent worker, they just need to make some decisions. But if they're starting somebody, we will provide that ONET specialist job description to you so that you can post the job. You'll source for your untapped talent. You'll select your supervisor. You'll select the educational provider, and then you'll outline the program in work hands, and you'll be started. And that is really what it takes to get the program going. I'll share this presentation with you. I also have some resources that you can tap into. And then I'm open for questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Sounds like a very robust program. So I'm interested if Robin, John, or Chuck, you have any ideas, comments, questions that you want to share with Cynthia. You can unmute yourself and discuss. And I had one thing that Cynthia and I had talked a little bit about prior to this session was that I think of young people when I think of apprenticeship, right? That word apprenticeship, you think of like, you know, the young person who's like learning how to wield swords or whatever, I don't know, right? So when Cynthia and I chatted, something that came up was this idea, you know, we're talking about reskilling. The Cape in particular has an untapped workforce, majority 55 plus. And so I don't know if Cynthia, you wanted to just shed a little bit more on that, about our conversation before. I think that's just really, that was my aha moment as we talked before about someone who's in a particular profession wants to change or do something different. This might be a good option.
Absolutely. We have a couple examples. We have a person that they have 20 years experience as an educator. They were also a former high school principal, and they left their career in education, and they were picked up by a company, an East Coast HR consulting company. So they have a lot of experience in leadership skills, but they wanted to do something different, but they don't have the HR technical skills. So now they're an apprentice in this program, and they are learning the HR technical skills. We have a veteran in the program, and he has 20 years experience in the military in human resources, but he didn't have the civilian side of human resources. So now he's going through the program and he's learning the civilian side of human resources and those technical skills. And then I have another person that is looking to go into the program that they're potentially, they are at a small manufacturing firm. They've been the COO of the organization, but they're looking to do something different. So they have a lot of other experience, but they need the deep technical skills of human resources, so that they're considering going through the program.
Very interesting.
Thanks, Cindy. I think it looks like a great program. How long has SHRM been, when did this begin, and how many apprenticeships have you enrolled?
The program has been around since for about 15 months now. It's taken a little time to get off the ground because COVID has really kept
Sure.
HR departments very busy. And now we're starting to get, in fact, I have several inquiries in my inbox today. So a lot of people reached out over the weekend asking about the program. We're going to be probably by the end of this week, we'll be at about 27. So we
Good.
do have 27 apprentices. Our goal is to be at 800 by April of 2024. And that is our commitment to the Department of Labor, ETA, to fulfill this grant.
Excellent, great.
So we would love to get some on the Cape, and we would love to get more on the East Coast and across the country. This is the only registered human resources registered apprenticeship program in the country that is available to all industries, all employers. There are definitely HR programs that are registered within the Department of Labor, but they are company specific. So this is the only one that is open to, like I said, all companies, all industries. We offer meetings monthly for our apprentices and for our supervisors. So we want to stay plugged in with them. Those meetings are held separately so that apprentices can get to know their network. The managers can get to know their network. We also offer a LinkedIn group for the apprentices. It's a private group so that they can chat and get to know each other, because one thing that is very key in human resources is networking. So that we find that that's very valuable to the program.
I was going to ask, what kind of support is there for the supervisors, essentially, right? That maybe don't have teaching background or leadership development in their, at the forefront of the work that they do.
Right. And so remember that slide I showed with all the different HR disciplines. Not all HR professionals are experts in compensation or recruiting or benefits or employment law. Yeah. And a really nice resource that SHRM offers, if there's an HR manager that has an apprentice, but they're not an expert in employment law, they can reach out to us and we can identify a SHRM professional, certified professional, who is an expert within their state, the same state as that apprentice, and they can help with mentoring. They can step in and mentor on behalf of that employer for that module.
And then I guess along the same lines, I'll make this my final question. So you have an organization who's looking to hire someone in the HR field. Maybe they're interested in sort of raising someone up in like an, you know, an apprenticeship fashion, but they don't have someone in-house who is fit for a mentorship role. Does SHRM assist this? I know this particular program is very specific, but does SHRM assist in that progress as well?
So at this time, we need to have someone who is the HR professional to be that mentor, that journey worker to the apprentice within the organization. We are working and talking with the Department of Labor, with the ETA department to be able to, because there are a lot of companies that are small and they have HR managers, HR departments of one. So they don't have that internal resource to be able to be the journey worker. So that is on our radar. We are working with the Department of Labor to be able to utilize third-party mentors to work with leadership within an organization that don't have that one identified journey worker. So that's coming soon.
Yeah.
We're hopefully going to be able to roll that out. We have a process. We just need to have it approved. Because we do have all those experts within the SHRM organization who can offer that expertise. And they're very happy to mentor.
And all this coursework too. So I'm imagining a company that's trying to grow, perhaps looking for someone to take on an HR role instead of outsourcing that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They have it inside and upskill some of their current staff.
Yeah. Any other questions from the crowd?
No, not for me.
I think I'm just going to digest this. Thank you.
I think
You're
you
welcome.
answered all the questions I had. Very nice presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Very nice to meet all of you.
It was
Yeah,
nice to
thank
meet you folks too. Is there some way that I could ask you to forward that slide deck to me?
Absolutely. It will. It's a large file, so it will be. I'll send it to Katie and she'll forward it. It is, Katie, if you want to share email addresses, I'll try and email it, but I may have to put it in a cloud file. Because
Okay,
you'll
yeah,
have
and
to download it.
I'll share this video and any documents shareable on our website where you found this initial small business series. So it'll all be up there. And I think I have a few of yours emails, so I will forward that link once it's uploaded for you as well.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Cynthia. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time
Thank
doing
you,
this.
Thanks for
guys.
having me.
Thanks for organizing this, Katie.
My pleasure. And thanks again to Mass Hyatt Career Center and Mila Neary for putting together our series of speakers for the small business series.
Sounds good. Have a good afternoon,
Have a
everybody.
good one. Thank you
all
very much, folks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Take care.
Katie.